Welcome to News Inside. Good afternoon, guys.
Afternoon.
All right. The Director General of the National Consultative Front, Olawale Okunniyi, said there are some alliance and realliance to change the political landscape. Gave us a brief download of what happened in 2011 that preceded 2015 and the change to government. The PDP said at the time that they will rule for 60 years with no opposition, but they realigned themselves. The new PDP, ACN, and so many other political parties came together and they changed the government. 2027 is in focus. Okafor,
Yeah.
what do you think?
A mega party, mega formation, elaborate formation, massive formation. What is the other? There is this other name. By the end of the day, what is important is a formidable candidate. Do they have a formidable candidate? A candidate that the North, East, West, and the South believes in and can come out for to vote and count the vote. Okay, because the sitting government or the incumbent, they are not going to watch their hand and watch you come and put yourselves together to remove them. Because no matter how lofty your plans are for Nigeria, if you don't have power, you can't execute them. So these people know power games. And power games, particularly when it comes to election, we saw it in the last one.
Yes.
It was more of counting the vote. As a matter of fact, this man, Olawale Okunniyi, was even saying, he was bold to say that they won the election.
Yes.
He said the Labour Party is not the third force. The Labour Party is the first force.
Because they said that on the pack, that Labour was the third.
Yeah.
He said actually Labour was not the third.
He said the Labour won the election. But unfortunately, I don't think that is presentable today because INEC said APC won the election. That's what we have as
And the judiciary affirmed
Yes,
it.
that's what we have and the judiciary affirmed it. That's what we have as our president. So be that as it may, 2027 in focus. Yes, the alliances, if you see the histories he spelled out, it was very, very acceptable, but a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have changed. Now, before then, they didn't have any candidate that everybody was kind of rallying around. Now it's P2B, and I can assure you that Asiwaju has also been rallying around P2B, such that in 2027, the P2B we saw in 2023, if they are not smarter than Asiwaju's team, he might not even do as well. So at the end of the day, what's important is for them to dissolve everybody and look for a formidable candidate, which can still be P2B, but ensure that all those chokes of in-house fighting in Labour Party and all those, and the accusations or allegations that Asiwaju might have penetrated the Labour Party, set those things aside. Like I said, they must not go into this election with Labour Party. It's not going to work.
Okay, Philip, your views, because I have some questions I want to put forward, but I want to first of all get your take.
Very well. You see, 2027 in focus, I will say that experience is the best teacher, and history is vital to every life of every nation.
Yeah.
The NCF DG has been able to take us through the history of what happened before now.
Yeah.
Yes, the sitting government led by Bola Tinubu is a very formidable force because they came in through this kind of formation. But don't forget, the national chairman of the Social Democratic Party has said that any sitting government that is being opposed for less than 2 years in office find it difficult to survive. Yes, Asiwaju may know all the strategy to use to upset the opposition. But again, this opposition is growing every day. The last time we spoke here, we said the Northern formation against Asiwaju 2027. Now, it is all embracing.
Yes.
This is, the formation is comprised of the North, East, West, South.
All round.
All round.
Yes.
And this is what happened in 2011, 2013, and all of that, that brought the CPP, the ACN, the new PDP, the part of APGA, part of DPP together, and form APC. Because why? Then people felt the government of Jonathan was not doing the right thing. And that was the picture those who formed that mega was able to put to the society.
To us.
But now, this is not picture putting before. This is
reality.
It's reality. Everybody is feeling it. Even those who are forming this opposition and those who are not forming the opposition know that this government is not doing the right thing. So, like he said, it is good to form opposition and to say that, look, we need to do something differently. But who is the person that is going to, the arrowhead of this movement that is going to stand as opposition? Then they have Buhari, and what the selling point for Buhari, then the man with discipline, integrity.
We didn't see that integrity
that we never saw when he came into office.
Yes.
And if you say Peter Obi, like he rightly said, Tinubu already know that he has experience about Peter Obi, and he knows how to handle it. So they need to look inward. You know, like when they met in Port Harcourt, they said they will look for the best among themselves to put forward. I think they should do more of that and come up with a very formidable candidate who the people can be fair to say, look, we can trust this one. We know that this one can do the work for us. Not just saying of opposition.
Let me add something to this question. We can see some form of crack within the ruling party, starting from Lagos State. What is happening in Lagos right now has actually never happened before. Do you think it's what they can latch on, the opposition?
You see, that is why I said...
Or do we see that something is actually...
You see, that's why I said history is very important. If you remember, between 2011 and 2015, you know, this is what happened in PDP.
Yes.
They were crack, River State,
yes.
Saraki, Nilori, and all of that.
Yes.
And this has started. And this River State was almost like the home of the president then. This is the right. Like I said, it was not a story that was put to the people. This is reality. Lagos, of all places, that the ruling party has been the home of the ruling party since the inception of this democracy, is experiencing what is experiencing for the first time. I think seriously that the opposition can leverage on it and actualize their gain.
Okay. Let's shift to the opposition a little bit. Do you think that the opposition is quite formidable? Because time is actually not good on their side.
Yeah, you know, when you develop opposition from disgruntled elements who didn't get what they want from the ruling party, it is not always the best, because at the end of the day you find out that they are not men of good character.
Okay, so let me add something to it. Because there's something he said. He said it's not going to be because of them. It's going to be because of the nation.
Let me tell you, the nation are very good in voting. Now I told you that where we have problem is about counting the votes. The last election, Nigerians came out to vote. You could see Okunniyi said they won. He said Labour Party won.
Emphatically.
He's not even scared whether anybody will come. This was just interview he just granted. He's still saying that the Labour Party won. But he gave example with what happened when PDP mentioned that they were going to rule for 60 years. Remember, Vincent Obola was the national chairman at that time. Yes. But they came together. And who are those that came together? Buhari, those were not those who were ready to serve or in the government of PDP or were in PDP. Yes, some fraction of PDP came like Saraki and Amechi. Yes. You know, if you have to do that, join them by few of them there. But the real nucleus were Asiwaju, who were standing on their own, have always been opposition, and Buhari, who has also been on opposition. So who are those coming now? Are they men of character, or they are men of financial price that Asiwaju will come to at the terminal end and they will sell off? Take care. We fought very hard for the electoral reform under Buhari. We fought really, really hard that electronic transmission will be what the means of conducting our election. We tried it in is it not Osun? It worked, and we're so happy. But at the end of the day, INEC had a press release that all results will be transmitted. I still have a copy of it. But at the end of the day, there were no character in in people that were running INEC. The chairman of INEC himself has no character to sustain
That's
and ensure.
still the chairman now.
And that's what I'm coming at, to ensure that the press release he has was followed, to ensure that what he galvanized Nigeria to fight for was followed. People can sell out at the dying minute, either based on ideology or based on financial price. You know, what take it or leave it. Tinubu dangled Muslim ticket.
Yes.
I can tell you that Muslim ticket was the panacea for many people to work for Tinubu. We don't know what they are going to dangle against opposition. And we don't know what they will dangle for opposition, for some of them to crack in. Who are the opposition now? A lot of people that spoke on the podium against Tinubu and won under Labour Party have now joined APC. So
because they want to retain
So
power.
where is the formidability at this time? A lot of them have joined APC.
People like the Plateau man.
A lot of them have joined APC. These are the people that should be working for the next election.
But also, Nigerians have also seen clearly, because there's something Philip said. Philip said that we've all seen that it didn't work. Now, the people that joined APC, for example, they've also seen that it's not working. And Nigerians are also seeing.
Let me tell you,
is it going to influence their vote?
let's not underrate the fact that Asiwaju is going to face a tough battle in 2027. He's going to face a very, very tough battle. But what we are saying is that what effort are they going to put in place and about counting the votes?
That's the opposition.
That's the opposition. About counting the votes starts from ensuring that you have sufficient unit agents across all the units where voting will happen, to ensure that you have sufficient people who will follow the results. Because as it is now, electronic transmission may not be.
But also taking cognizance that there is going to be a change at the INEC headquarters, because I think
Do you change a winning team?
No, because I think the term of the
That's
present chairman.
Let me tell you what I was telling you about people of character.
Yes.
When they remove somebody that lacks character, they replace the person with another person that lacks character. It doesn't make any difference. I think by now, before Philip takes over, part of counting the vote, if I am to advise opposition, is that by now there would have been protests. That all these INEC officials that conducted 2023 election.
But they tried to jail some of them and also sacked some of them. Philip, does that justify that there's some reforms?
Not at all. You know, like he was saying that, look, what has the opposition, what plan are they in place to counter Tinubu strategies? Because Tinubu is aware that we are forming opposition to take over power from him. And this is power play, and they understand the game of power. And he said, where are the men of character in this opposition? Is it people who were not satisfied with who were with Tinubu, but because they were not satisfied are now forming the opposition? That is a good question. I think the take home for the opposition is that they should go and look for men of character and integrity to work with.
To back the men of character.
Not just,
but they don't have character. Those that are backing them.
That's why I said they should go and look for. Not just tell us that we are forming opposition to a mega party for 2027. Tinubu know you. I know what you want. Like they say, every man has a price. You know your price. He will pay it, and that will be the end of the opposition. But again, if we want to take his word to be serious, that what they are doing is not for themselves, for the masses, for the Nigerian people, then they should look inward. They should look at the Nigerian people proper, not themselves, and look for men of integrity and character to put forward, so that Nigerians will see that these people are actually working for the masses and not for self-aggrandizement, just to grab power and run with it. Like Peter Obi said that, look, I am for coalition.
If it's for the people.
It's for the good government of the people,
country,
and not for power grabbing.
Do you in rounding up, do you think Obi stands a chance? Do you think Obi fits into this thing you are describing?
Yes, to a large extent, but he needs to do more. You see,
What do you think he needs to do more?
You see, he need to Obi personalize everything about himself. He need to,
to come out of his shell.
Exactly. He need to open up a little and bring more people in, because there are still people there who has good character, like Engineer Okafo.
Okafo, I want to round it up on what I asked.
Yeah. No, he said everybody has a price.
Yes.
So we want men of character whose price the Nigeria that works for everybody. We want men of character whose price to buy their conscience is the electoral process where the voters have the prerogative to elect their leaders.
Do you think Obi fits into what you are describing right
Obi is just one out of the oppositions. That is why I've always told you that
because most of the ones we see in the opposition don't
takes,
have the...
that's what I'm telling you. It takes a team. It takes two to tango. Democracy is issues of numbers, no matter how you look at it. And democracy is issue of leadership, not a boss. A leader is that one person that is at the front, others are following. Obi is just one person. And like we have been talking about coalition, if we really want to arrive at Nigeria that works for everybody, Obi has said himself that he's not desperate to be president, but he's desperate to see Nigeria that works. Eventually, meaning that he is ready to work with any other person to arrive at the opposition that can dislodge this government.
It's a moving train, politically, economically, and in all ramifications. We are getting little by little to where we want to be. And like my friend Okafor normally say, the Nigerian that works for everybody. We'll be right back on News Insight.